Next part of this chapter, that is pregnancy. It is the condition of carrying one or more embryos in the uterus, also called as gestation period, from the fertilization till the parturition. Parturition means giving birth to the baby. The average period of pregnancy in human, which lasts for exact 266 days, but with the addition of 14 days of last menstruation cycle, which will become 280 days. Pregnancy period is approximately 9 months, divided into 3 trimesters of 3 months each. First trimester, from fertilization to 12th week, it is the time of most radical changes in mothers and embryo both. Embryo receives nutrients in the first 2 to 4 weeks directly from the endometrium, and the main period of organogenesis and development of body organs in this trimester, where the all major structures can be seen in the forming embryo, but which are in the rudimentary form, which are not working. So embryo is now termed as fetus because organs are formed, which is 3 cm long, and organs are arms, hands, fingers, feet, toes, and here some movements that our fetus can open and close the mouth and fist, but mother cannot feel that movements. Central nervous system is fully formed. Working of excretory and circulatory system begins, and with the circulatory system, heartbeats can be heard from 6th week. Progesterone level becomes high and menstrual cycle is suspended till the end of pregnancy in the female, a pregnant woman. At the end of first trimester, fetus is about 7 to 10 centimeters long. Meanwhile, the mother's body also undergoes rapid changes, where high level of progesterone initiates changes in her reproductive system. Maternal part of placenta grows and uterus becomes larger, just to receive the embryo to get implanted on it. In this period, the mother experiences morning sickness, that is nausea, vomiting, mood swings, that we have all heard before, that in some movies and all. Second trimester, that is from 13th week to 26th week, it is the period of rapid growth of fetus. The uterus grows enough for the pregnancy to become obvious. So fetus is very active and grows to about 30 centimeters. Development of brain begins. Hormone levels stabilize. The HCG declines. So corpus luteum deteriorates, that is degenerates, and placenta completely takes over the production of progesterone, which maintains the pregnancy. Earlier, that means before the placenta, there was production of progesterone by the corpus luteum only. Ultrasound, that is sonography, at 18 to 20 weeks, which shows the baby's growth and position properly, and by which the estimation of the date of delivery can be established. Even baby's movements can be seen easily and felt by other. Head has hair, eyebrows, eyelashes which are appear, even pinnae are distinct, and baby reaches half the size of the newborn. Third one, that is the last, that is final trimester, 27th week till the parturition, till the birth. The fetus grows to about 3 to 4 kg in weight, 50 centimeters in length, eyes are open, and there is a gain in body weight that can be estimated. As the fetus grows, the uterus expands around it. The mother's abdominal organs become compressed and displaced, leading to frequent urination, digestive blockages also, and strain in the back muscles. That's why aching of muscles takes place. The end of trimester, third trimester, the fetus becomes fully developed and ready for parturition, that is for taking birth. Placenta. an important part in pregnancy. It is a flattened discoidal organ, a disc-shaped organ in the uterus of a pregnant woman. The placenta is temporary structure and functional connection between fetal and the maternal circulation, which facilitates the supply between the oxygen and the nutrients, and also removal of carbon dioxide and excretory waste produced by fetus. So placenta is actually performs the functions for fetus, where nutrition will be provided to the fetus, waste material will be received, and oxygen is provided to the fetus, and carbon dioxide will receive. And this is through the uterus to the baby's umbilical cord, where intermediate they work. Placenta is the only organ which form of tissues of two different individuals, that is mother and fetus. Part of the placenta contributed by the fetus is called fetal placenta, and it is chorionic villi. The other part, which is rich in blood supply shared by mother, it is a part of uterine wall, which is termed as maternal placenta. So human placenta is called hemochoroid. Umbilical cord is formed of three blood vessels. Of these three blood vessels, two are small arteries which carry blood towards the placenta, and one is large vein which returns blood to the fetus. That means these arteries and veins words are used from the mother's body view. The placenta also acts as an endocrine tissue and produces hormones like HCG, progesterone, estrogen, while relaxin is secreted by the ovary in later phases of pregnancy. Level of HCG up to the end of the first trimester, and then it declines. By the end of first trimester, progesterone is produced by placenta. So after the formation of placenta, and where the production of progesterone is held by the placenta, that time HCG declines. That is the first at the end of the first trimester. These hormones are required for fetal growth and maintenance of pregnancy. There is new concept, that is cord blood bank in Kolkata, which is India's first government run cord blood bank in Kolkata, established in 2001, accredited by AABB, American Association of Blood Bank. Cord blood bank functions according to the central and state government policies, rules and guidelines. Cord blood, that is umbilical cord blood, is the blood that remains in the umbilical cord and placenta after delivery. So cord blood bank is processed and collecting the cord blood, extraction of cryogenically preserving for its stem cells that we have studied earlier, and other cells of the immune system for future potential medicinal use that we have discussed, especially for the genetic disorders. Cord blood is rich in stem cells that can transform into all sorts of blood cells. They can be used to treat diseases that harm the blood and immune system. For example, leukemia, certain cancers, sickle cell anemia, and some metabolic disorders. Parturition, that is giving birth to the young one. Humans are viviparous. That means as they give birth to their young ones. Parturition is the process of giving birth to a baby. The physical activities involved in the parturition, like uterine and abdominal contractions, dilation of cervix, that is the bone part of the abdomen, and the passage of baby, are collectively called labor. So labor is accompanied by localized sensation or discomfort called labor pains. So parturition is controlled by complex Neuroendocrine mechanism. Signals arise from the fully formed fetus and placenta, cause mild uterine contractions. So it is accompanied by rise in the estrogen progesterone ratio, increase in oxytocin receptors in uterine muscles, which cause the vigorous contractions of myometrium of uterus, one of the muscular layer of the uterus, which is termed as myometrium, at the end of the pregnancy, which receives this kind of contractions. Fully developed fetus gives signals for the uterine contractions by secreting adrenocorticotropin hormone, that is ACTH, from the pituitary and the corticosteroids from the adrenal gland. This triggers the release of oxytocin from the mother's pituitary gland, and which acts on uterine muscles of mother and causes vigorous uterine contractions. Means we can say here a baby himself or herself is actually stimulus by forms stimulus to get birth by producing adrenocorticotropin hormone and corticosteroids from pituitary and adrenal gland respectively. Where it reaches to the mother's body, mother's pituitary gland gets activated, forms oxytocin, which is responsible for the contraction of labor and the uterine myometrium muscles. This leads to the expulsion of the baby from the uterus. It involves the following three steps: dilation stage, uterine contractions begin from top, that's forcing the baby towards the cervix. Contractions are accompanied by pain caused by compression of blood vessels. Oxytocin induced uterine contractions become stronger and stronger due to the stimulatory reflex. As the baby is pushed down in the uterus, its head comes to lie against cervix and cervix gets dilated. The vagina also shows similar dilation, and this stage of labor can normally last up to few hours. It ends up in rupturing amniotic membrane of fetus. Expulsion stage. The uterine and abdominal contractions become stronger. In normal delivery, the fetus passes out through cervix and vagina with head in forward direction. It takes 20 to 60 minutes. The umbilical cord is tied and cut off close to the baby's navel. So when the baby is coming out, that navel umbilical cord is just tied near the baby's body and it's cut it off. After birth, after the delivery of the baby, the placenta separates from the uterus and expelled out as after birth due to severe contractions of the uterus. This process happens with 10 to 45 minutes, within 10 to 45 minutes of delivery. Here we can check the diagram for parturition. The initial or latent phase, then active phase where the affected cervix, effaced cervix means cervix just dilated, starting opening. Then second stage where the baby's head is actually crowning of the head, we can say, which is coming out, and at the end where the umbilical cord which is coming out and umbilical cap which is put it over there. Lactation. The mammary glands of the female start producing milk at the end of the pregnancy by the process of lactation. Prolactin is the hormone which is responsible for the production of milk. Lactation helps the mother in feeding the newborn baby. The fluid secreted by the mammary glands soon after the childbirth, which is called the colostrum. Colostrum is a sticky and yellow fluid secreted by the mammary gland soon after childbirth, which contains proteins, lactose, mother's antibiotics, especially for newborn baby. For example, IgA. The fat content in colostrum is low, and antibodies present in colostrum, which helps in the developing resistance for the newborn baby at a time when its own immune response is not fully developed.